Hello friends, welcome to Legg Life, and you guys, we could not be more excited about the videos that you are gonna see from us over the next few days because we are here in Anchorage at Cruise America. We just picked up what is gonna both be our transportation and our home for the next few days as we explore Alaska. We are heading north from Anchorage. We're going to Talkeetna, we're going to Denali, we're going to Fairbanks, we're going to North Pole, and then we're heading back to Anchorage. And you guys, oh my gosh, we're so excited. We cannot wait. Let me give you a tour of our new home. So we have a standard size RV, which is a 25-foot RV from Cruise America. Let's go in and give you a quick tour. When you walk in, the first thing you'll see here is like the table. You can see they gave us all the bedding. They gave us all of the dishes that we need there. This obviously drops down and that could be a bed. And then as we walk in and turn left, you can see a nice gas stove top. That's great. There's the sink. We've got a microwave. There's a bed back here, a refrigerator and freezer. That's really convenient. And then back here is the kind of a vanity with the bathroom sink, the toilet and shower. You guys, the shower actually kind of works. I'm like 6'2", and so whenever Sherri and I go on like Disney cruises, a lot of you guys ask us like, does the shower work? Do you fit? How does that work? And it does, but also the shower is like one of those detachable heads. So this is pretty amazing. Heading back up here to the front, you can see there's the over the cab bed right there as well. And then down here, we have the cab, spot there for me, spot there for whoever wants to ride shotgun. There's like a little seat right here. And again, of course, all of this. The check-in process was actually pretty simple. They answered all of our questions. It was really great. They got us going. They showed us how to use everything. Sherri and I have never done Alaska in an RV. This is a dream of ours. You guys know we live here. We love this state. We're so excited to explore this state this summer, kind of play tourist in our own backyard. Our friend Auburn, who is staying with us this summer from Florida, gets to experience Alaska in this way, which honestly is a dream for most people. So we cannot wait to experience and explore Alaska and bring you guys along as we cruise Alaska with Cruise America. And then here lobby at Cruise America, there's actually a display board that has all sorts of different rack cards, all sorts of different, you know, little like magazines and visitor's guides. So depending on where in Alaska you are going, you'll be able to get the information you need right here. And this is a fun one because this is one of the places that we're actually going on this trip. Cannot wait to go to the North Pole and visit the Santa Claus house again. So we came home after picking up the RV, got it loaded up with food, bedding, all the things we need. Just so you guys know who's going with us on this trip, obviously myself, Sherri, Auburn is here. We are about to head about 2 hours north to the town of Talkeetna. Let's take a look inside the RV and show you real quick what we packed up, and then let's hit the road. All packed, lots of good stuff in there. We've got reindeer sausage in there. We've got some moose meat in there. We're gonna do a moose meat chili later on in the trip. We're gonna do some reindeer sausage. We've got banana bread for banana bread French toast for breakfast. You guys cannot wait to share some of these recipes with you. Up here, we've got some snacks. I'm not sure if Cruise America intended on this to basically be like a s'more making holder, but that's what we turned it into. We've got all of our coffee stuff, because you gotta have good pour over coffee even when camping. And then you guys, what camping trip would be complete without a giant 6-pound bag of gummy bears and like 750 bajillion cheese balls. Now, let's hit the road. So we're about 45 minutes outside of Anchorage in the town of Wasilla. And on this road trip, we're actually gonna be seeing some friends up in Fairbanks who live up there. And one thing we know about them is that they absolutely love Krispy Kreme donuts. Now there's not a Krispy Kreme in Fairbanks, but they did just open a Krispy Kreme here in Wasilla. And we thought, you know what a fun gift to bring them all the way here from South Central Alaska up to interior Alaska. Let's bring them some Krispy Kreme donuts. So we're going inside to load up on donuts for this trip. We got our donuts. Huge success. Now back to the RV and back on the road. So here we are, we just pulled into Talkeetna, and this is kind of fun. A little bit later in the trip, we're gonna drive through a town of Trapper Creek, and Trapper Creek actually is where I grew up. It's the town my parents lived in when we first moved to Alaska. Talkeetna, where we are now, is actually just right across the river from Trapper Creek. And so Talkeetna was always like one of the towns we came to growing up. And so it's always fun for me to come here because I just remember like little Adam coming here and like playing Little League games on this field right back over here. I love Talkeetna. Sherri Beth, we've been to Talkeetna a number of times.
Yes.
a place you like to visit as well?
Yes, I like it. Super cute.
And Auburn has never been to Talkeetna, so this is your very first Talkeetna experience.
Yes, it is.
This is Main Street, Talkeetna, and one of the things that really stands out to me already is just how few people there are here. This town is normally absolutely jam-packed in the summer with tourists, but obviously with everything going on right now, tourism is much, much slower than most years. And I can honestly say I've never been to Talkeetna in the summer and seen this few people. Another thing that I love about Talkeetna are all of the restaurants, and actually for a small town, some of the restaurants here are so good. In fact, there's a place over here called the Roadhouse, and honestly the Roadhouse has one of the best breakfasts in all of Alaska. So if you're ever here in Talkeetna in the morning, make sure you go to Roadhouse for breakfast. But even with all the great restaurants, Denali Brew Pub is where we're having dinner tonight. So we have about 25 minutes to wait until dinner. We got our names on the list, so we're gonna do a little bit of shopping here in some of the shops. This is one of our favorite Talkeetna memories for Sherri and I. This building here is the Talkeetna Historical Society Museum, but actually upstairs is an Airbnb that you can rent. And on one of our trips here to Talkeetna, we actually rented that space there above the little schoolhouse, above the museum, and it was just such a fun place to stay. This building right here on Main Street is the Fairview Inn, definitely one of the most historic bars or inns here in the entire state. Opened in 1923. Kind of fun fact about the Fairview is that actually President Harding came here when he was president, had lunch here at the Fairview, and it was just a few days later that he actually died. And there's all sorts of rumors that he was actually poisoned while he was visiting Alaska, and that's what led to his death. Here's what the menu looks like here at Denali. You'll see sandwiches, soups, salads. Of course, they have a lot of the beers that they make here. And then they have some really cool items like this Bachelor, which is house-made reindeer meatloaf, of course, fish and chips, burgers, all sorts of stuff that just really looks great. Dinner just got here. For dinner, I went with the Caesar salad with the blackened cod. Holy cow. And then I also got a bowl of their soup of the day, which is an Alaskan jambalaya. Wow. Sherri went with the Twister Creek burger with fries, and Auburn went with the Twister Creek burger with a side Caesar salad. I think all of us are pretty pleased with our dinner choices. Well, I think you can see that Sherri clearly hated her dinner. Mine is already gone. Auburn is almost finished with hers. Dinner at Denali Brew Pub, a huge success. So we are back in the RV, about to take off from Talkeetna. Sherri, look at Sherri's right back over here. Auburn is right over here. Auburn, how was dinner in Talkeetna?
Dinner was so good.
Sherri, how was your dinner?
Okay.
So we're about 2.5 hours away from our campground, which is in Denali National Park. It's the Riley Creek Campground. The nice thing about RVing in Alaska in the summer, or visiting Alaska in the summer for that matter, is that the sun is up super late. They don't call it the land of the midnight sun for nothing. And so even though it's 8:30 p.m., we're not gonna get to the campground till like 11 p.m., we still have so much time because it's not gonna be dark. So on the road we go. Stopping for the first time to add gas to the RV. That's one thing about some of the places here in Alaska is that there's not a ton of fuel stations along the way. And so we're getting ready to leave the Talkeetna area. We're heading up to Denali. It's gonna be a couple hours on the road. We definitely had enough gas to make it, but I would definitely feel better if it was full the whole way. So gonna top it off and then head up to Denali. So we are here in the town of Trapper Creek. This is where I grew up. My family moved here when I was 3 years old when we first moved to Alaska. Lived here until I was 8 or 9-ish. I haven't been through here. Sherri, when was the last time? It's been like a number of years, right?
It's been a few years, yeah.
And the lodge my family owned, you can normally see it from the road. I think it's gone. I had heard rumors it might not still be there, and unless it's just like super overgrown and we couldn't see it, which you always could right from the highway, I think Cache Creek Lodge is gone. Cache Creek Lodge is what I named my beard oil after. You know, I have Cache Creek Beard Oil. That was the name of the family's lodge, which apparently doesn't exist anymore, so that's super sad. Cache Creek, or Trapper Creek now is basically just a few gas stations. A number of people live here. I think it's still about 300 or so. This is where I went to elementary school. This is where I started playing Little League. Sherri, are you impressed by my athletic ability? Sure. You should be. So we're about 2 hours away from Denali, and we're gonna keep driving. We stopped here at a place called Byers Lake. Byers Lake is between Trapper Creek and Denali. You'll see road signs along the way. It says like Byers Lake Campground, but then you'll also see road signs that say Alaska Veterans Memorial. Now we really are out here in the middle of nowhere, but this is one of my favorite places to stop on this drive because of how beautiful this is and because of how great a memorial this is. And because of its setting out here in the wilderness, it is just such a somber place. It's quiet. You can hear nature all around you. And then as you walk up in here, you can see it says Alaska Veterans Memorial. We dedicate this quiet place to the remembrance of the veterans of Alaska who have served their country at home and throughout the world. We honor their heroism and dedication. And you can see the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard. Just look at how beautiful of a setting this is. And it's locations like this that I think make RVing such a great option when you're exploring Alaska, because the reality is that most tours, most tour buses, cruise ships obviously don't ever come here. And so really this is a part of our state that you only get to see if you're adventuring on your own and you have a vehicle and the time to stop here, look around, explore, and take it all in. So we just stopped here at the Denali View North turnoff. There's all sorts of RVers here, and it is a beautiful, beautiful spot. You can see just mountains all around, the sun still up over there. And just so you guys know, the time, so you can tell what time the sun's up, it is like 10:30 at night, and the sun still looks like that. Crazy. But just mountains and views everywhere. So, so beautiful here. So we just stopped in this like mountain pass area that is just absolutely beautiful. Look, just like mountains everywhere you turn. It's unbelievable. And you guys, it is like 11, what time is it? 11 something? 11:11. First of all, make a wish. Second of all, look at the light. This is so beautiful. Sherri's taking photos. Auburn's doing some sort of kick and dance move over here. Look at that. Wow, very fancy. You're very spunky at 11 o'clock at night. So we were here in Denali, got here just a couple minutes ago, found a camp spot. Now we are kind of getting all of the beds ready. Sherri and I are getting our bed up there. Auburn's making her bed up there so that we can call it a night. It is probably around midnight, maybe even a little after. Here's our camp space here at Denali. You can see we got the RV backed in there. It's actually a pretty nice camp spot. It's got a little fire pit here with a little grill on there, which is awesome. It's got a picnic table, and actually a pretty good sized picnic table. And then if you were car camping and you had a tent, there's like a tent pad over here. And you can see it's kind of set back in the woods a little bit. There are other like campground or camp spaces near us, obviously, but it doesn't feel like we're right on top of each other. This is great. Back in the RV, the girls are about to go to sleep. I am not gonna go to sleep. I'm pretty wired. Full confession, most evenings I am. This is not anything new, but before they go to sleep, I wanted to ask them about their day, their experience, their drive, what today was like, getting the RV, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna start with Auburn. So Auburn is up here in her little nest over the cab bed. Auburn, what were your thoughts as somebody who is fairly new to Alaska? What were your thoughts about what you saw today, the drive and all that?
Today, driving up here, I understand why people love Alaska. So, like, visiting Anchorage is cool, but it's just another city. Kind of. It's got its kitschy things that are, you know, cool to see, but getting out of the city and actually seeing more of the state of Alaska is really cool. And I get it now why people love Alaska and why it's such a unique place. So I'm really appreciating getting to see more of that.
Sherri also is in her little nest here in the back of the RV. Sherri Beth, we have done this drive up here to Denali a few times. How was today?
It's always beautiful.
Yeah?
I always love this drive.
What did you like about the RV today?
Well, I was sitting at the table, and it was kind of nice just being able to like look out the window and have my feet propped up on the other bench and just sort of, I took a little nap. Like it was kind of nice.
Well, the girls might be going to sleep, but I'm actually going to sit out here by the fire and end my day making some s'mores. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Thanks so much for joining us on day one of this amazing RV trip here in Alaska. We're so excited about the next few days have to hold. We're gonna show you guys so many more things, so much about this amazing state that we love. Again, a huge thank you to Cruise America for working with us and making this entire trip happen. Link down below to the Cruise America website if you wanna go on an RV adventure of your own wherever you live. We are only one day into this, and I can already tell this is going to be an amazing trip with memories that we have for the rest of our lives. You guys, thanks for watching Legg Life, and we'll see you on our next video.